And everybody brought this one over. I don't know what year it is. Let's see if we can figure it out. I don't understand that. I need to check the oil. Oh, there's a sight glass down there. I don't know what year this thing is. We'll have to figure that out. So you got a little decompression there, lever there. We'll get this one all cleaned up for him too. I don't know where the year is on these things. Oh, you know what? Registration will tell me. Point of view from left side, battery. Got like a Canon filter in there. That definitely needs to be cleaned. Looks like it's missing a clip. Let's see if we can figure out what year this is. This is 2003. It's probably next in line with his 400. I think he wants this one running because he's gonna stick his daughter on this one and kind of retire that Arctic Cat. It's a little bit easier bike for her to ride, I'm sure. But it does look like it's leaking a little oil down here. Pretty caked down there. Looks like it's wet up there. So we'll just pressure wash this off and see how it goes. Original carb. I don't know if this is bent in. No, looks like it's alright. Just got this inner fender there. Kinda looks a little, it must be just bent, like folded in there. Definitely needs a new gas gauge. I'll get one of those for him. I don't know if he wants to use grips. I'd like to get a new cluster for him, but I don't know if that's possible. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove this broken fuel gauge here. So this little ring just pops out via screwdriver, and there's just some little tabs holding it in. And then this part should just pop out of there. Yeah, so just pop that out of there. I don't know where the rest of that is. Let's take a look and see if it's down in there. I don't know if it's in there or not. But let's see if this new one matches up. It looks like it should work. Looks like it's skinny enough. So we'll just go ahead and clean this up and put this new one in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop this in there. Hopefully it'll fit. Oh yeah, looks good. Does it fit? Oh yeah. So we'll kind of straighten it out. Make sure it's good. Just push it down. Like so. And then this metal ring, so the little gap just goes up on top. So we'll have to figure out a way to push this down on there. So I'll put you guys down, need 2 hands. So that's what it looks like and installed. Basically just push this down and it'll catch onto the lip there. So got a new gas gauge now. It is pretty low on fuel, so he's about right. I wouldn't say that's empty, but I'm gonna say that's probably like reserve there. Next issue is we're gonna address this leak going on under this cover. Hopefully I can get that cover, this one here, off. Just with the plastics on. And then I don't know where this other leak is happening here, if that's even a leak. It might be leaking out of there, this wire, it's going in there. I don't know, so we'll assess that. But it is hot here in Arizona. I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time because I think we're at like 116 today. And a little bit of a cool down next week, but we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna get all this plastic off in the back so I can get the carb out of there. That way it'll be a little bit easier. It's down there, kind of buried, so we'll get all this off there. All right, I got the plastic taken off, flipped up. So we're gonna go ahead and get this carburetor out of here. I'm gonna drain the fuel. Pretty simple bike to work on, not much to it, but let's go from there. Carburetor is right there. So I want to go ahead and take this line off and just drain this fuel out of there because it smells pretty old. And then I think I can get to this without taking the plastic off. It's just a cover, so just a timing chain cover. Definitely looks like it's leaking there. You can see how it's all clean right there. It's definitely been leaking out of there. This, I don't know where that's coming from. I'll have to pressure wash all this off and kind of go from there. Your guess is as good as mine as far as what that is from. So I did notice it was leaking a little, it looked like gear oil or maybe engine oil. I'll have to take a look at that as well. But I'm gonna get that carb off, rebuild it, and then clean it. Now our carburetor's out. Fuel in there definitely smells tarnished, varnished, whatever you want to call it. So this is the before. It is the original Mikuni that's in there. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this thing up and put a rebuild kit in it. So I'm gonna count all these turns on these screws, well, at least that screw there, and it looks like that's the only adjustment for this. Oh, wait, there's one down there too. So we'll check that one out too. All right, carb is out. Doesn't look horrible. We're gonna go ahead and put a rebuild kit in there anyway, just because I know this bike sits just like every other bike he's got. So we'll go ahead and fix this one up. I'm just trying to see what we got there for jets. These ones actually have numbers on them, surprisingly. A lot of these bikes don't have numbers on their jets. Carb is back on. I did take this plate off. There is an O-ring right here on the outside. That is causing this to leak, I do believe. So we'll go ahead and change that out. That is your cam chain in there. You know, it feels all right. I mean, the tensioner is on it, but you know, I don't think this bike has a whole lot of hours on it. This is probably one of the better of the 3. I mean, his Z400 isn't bad, but these utility bikes, they take a beating and they keep on going. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this gasket on here. This piece here is kind of warped, but I don't think that's going to be an issue because I don't believe that seals anything. It's just like this plate here, but I am going to replace this seal. There's the seal kit I got, Namara. I got this on Amazon. So it's got a bunch of other seals in here, like valve stem seals, and you got the cylinder head seal, a bunch of other O-rings, but we're just gonna go ahead and use, I do believe it's this big one here, so we'll go ahead and swap that out. Alright, trying to button up this bike here. I got one of these for this bike too. It's just easier to use this to adjust the idle air fuel, I should say, rather than trying to get a screwdriver up underneath, like right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tilt this carburetor and put it in there. It just goes right under there. And then we'll see if we can get this thing dialed in. Get this thing back to him so his daughter can use it. So he is going to go ahead and give his daughter this one rather than having her ride that red one. So hopefully this works out better for her. There, I got it all cleaned up. Send her back. SC1 definitely makes it look new.